Over the last 6 years, India has had one of the most stable governments at the center. However, despite our efforts to promote this idea across the subcontinent, many of India's neighbors continue to be governed by erratic decisions and unstable governments. Nepal, bordering India's northern frontier, seems to be the latest addition to this list. Namaste and welcome to New India Junction. I'm Nivedita Tiwari, and today let's talk about Nepal's political upheaval and what it means for India. Just a few days ago, on December 19, a proposal to dissolve Nepal's lower house recommended by its Prime Minister was approved by the Nepali President Bidya Devi Bhandari. The decision came after a worldwide meeting of the Constitutional Committee, which promulgated an ordinance on the recommendation of Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli, the Prime Minister. The decision, seen as yet another authoritarian move, has sparked widespread protests and dissent in a country that was already showing signs of mistrust in its government. Let's travel further back to understand this political storm a little better. The country's ruling party, the Nepal Communist Party, was formed after KP Sharma Oli-led CPN, Unified Marxist-Leninist, joined with CPN Maoist led by PK Dahal Prachanda in 2017. Over the years that followed, the differences in views of the two leaders led to a rift which widened after Oli, as the United Party's leader and Prime Minister, took one decision after another. This apparent divide within the party has now reached a tipping point, which may mean Oli's removal as both the party's leader as well as head of the Nepali government. In the past, KP Sharma Oli has taken up a fiercely nationalistic stance in order to muster political support and increase his stature. The recent acts of jingoism, largely based on an anti-India sentiment, are set to resurface as Oli now seems to be fighting a losing battle. President Bhandari, who is known to be favorable towards the Oli-led communist faction, may have approved the lower house's dissolution, but the decision will surely be challenged in the Supreme Court. Furthermore, this hasty power grab has irked his party members even further and has resulted in Oli's removal as his party's parliamentary leader. Now here's how the current situation may unravel. If Oli's recommendation is carried, he will be leading a caretaker government until the next elections that may happen in May next year. The current Prime Minister, in another bid to emerge as the party's leader, has also recommended calling the winter session of the upper house from January 1. This would then allow Oli the required 4 to 6 months to organize support and emerge as the popular choice. Alternatively, if the recommendation is overturned, either by popular opinion or by the country's Supreme Court, which is hearing over a dozen writs for the same, then Mr. Oli stands to lose much more than what he bargained for. He will most definitely lose his standing as the party's leader and may also be removed as the country's PM following a no-confidence motion. These events may actually fuel the movement that has been arguing for a return of Nepal to the Hindu monarchy as well. The pro-monarchy parties have also begun to rally their forces as the political tussle heats up. Currently, opposition for the ruling NCP has been both ideologically and politically disorganized. But a rift within power corridors of Nepal may actually end up becoming a rallying cry for a change in the government. Another aspect which has emerged as the political tussle reached near scalding temperatures was foreign influence. India, in a delayed yet official statement through the Ministry of External Affairs, has maintained that it wishes the best for Nepal and trusts in the country's democratic mechanism. However, the response has not been similar from the other side of the Nepali border. China has, over the last few months, expressed an almost vested interest in Nepal's politics. Even as China suffers from an anti-coercive coalition from major powers like USA, UK, Australia, Japan, India and even Taiwan, it seems as if the current instability may have resulted in a China-led effort to make inroads into Nepal's politics. A move which may end up creating another red stronghold in the South Asian bloc. New India Junction will be bringing all the recent developments from our northern frontiers. Until then, be sure to follow us to stay updated. Dhanyavad and Namaste.